Welcome to the Bo and Luke Show, a podcast designed to inspire you to be better, know better, and do better. You can connect with Bo and Luke on social media at The Bo and Luke Show, or send us an email at fanfeedback@theboandlukeshow.com. Brought to you by Sound United. Without further ado, let's get after it. Bo and Luke Nation, we're back at you this week with a great episode with Bill and Sonia Massey. What is super cool about this episode, we are actually going to talk about products that they've innovated. They're entrepreneurs, stuff they've brought to the market. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about their journey. These are two incredible people out of the Clinton, Maryland area, and they're just doing big things. And the product that we're going to talk about, it's called the Restroom Kit. We're going to get all into that. We're going to tell you how to find it. We're going to give you a special code if you want to make a purchase during the show while you're listening to it or at any time. So Bill and Sonia, welcome to the show. We are so thankful to have you here. So why don't you just start us out? I don't care who goes first or who you guys decide who talks first. Tell us about yourselves and what you've been up to.
Hey guys, I'm Bill Massey. I'm the founder and CEO of TimeAway LLC, makers of this wonderful product called the Restroom Kit. So we're very, very excited about being a part of the Bo and Luke Show, man. Thank you first and foremost for just inviting us onto the show. And you guys, you've been doing great work, and we're just glad to be a part of what you guys are doing. A little bit about myself. I'll just start from the military. I'm an airborne quartermaster for the most part. It's been a few years in the military. After coming out the military, I went straight basically to the post office, worked for the post office for 21 years. And during that time, we got into a lot of entrepreneurial things. I met Sonia at the post office, as a matter of fact. So throughout that 21 years, throughout that time, we always wanted to have our own business. Everybody wants their own business while we're going through the struggle. So did a lot of things, started a product and development company, the one we are part of now, TimeAway LLC, just by chance while we was developing Restroom Kit. So we thought about, take all of our experiences that we've had. We've been in real estate investing. We've been in multi-level marketing. We've been in computers. Both of us have backgrounds in computers. So we took all of those things, brought them together, and came up with TimeAway LLC. And our first product we brought to market was the Restroom Kit. Wow. So before we go into the Restroom Kit, I'll get Sonia the opportunity to talk about it.
Well, thank you, Bill. He said a lot. Good evening, everybody. And again, Bo and Luke, thank you for having us on the show. I am Sonia Massey, CMO of TimeAway LLC, makers of the Restroom Kit. I am also prior military by way of New York City.
Wow.
I am in the IT field. I love doing everything computers, and I really like assisting Bill with working with the company as far as just research and making sure that we're delivering the right information that we need to deliver to our audience and our customers.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. I really can't wait. Just so anybody that watches on the YouTube channel will be able to see it, or we'll post this on social media, little clips. I have two kits. One is blue, it's a Restroom Kit. And this has, give me the name of your toilet seat cover, because there's a very special name for it. You have a special name for it.
We call it the patented oversized toilet seat cover.
The patented oversized toilet seat cover. That's very important because it goes over the edges, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Toilet
that's
paper
important.
And hand sanitizer. Yeah. And so that's this one is the blue kit. And then we have the pink kit, I would say is specifically for women, because it also contains it contains a panty liner for you never know, right? When that time
you don't,
when you need that type of thing. And you have this spritzer hand sanitizer spray, almost like a pen, right? Very convenient, very easy to keep, very mobile. Like you're on the go. This is easy to have with you, right?
That's the whole idea about the kit overall, that we used the acronym PEACE, Portable Essentials, Allowing a Cleaner Experience.
Nice.
So that's the whole essence of the Restroom Kit. You use it in an emergency situation. You use it in your day-to-day. You use it when you're going on, traveling on vacation. So there's no reason not to carry the kit with you. And I know we're going to talk a little bit more about just the background and the research that went into developing the kit and everything. But it's a kit for whether you're going out to work or someone's going out to school, or whether you're taking a vacation on a cruise ship or wherever. This kit is just one of those things that you should have handy, especially in the environment that we're in right now.
It's designed to be used whenever you leave your home. Because when you leave your home, you don't know how clean or who cleaned the restrooms that you're going to be encountering. So this way you have everything you need. And we tried to make it compact and discreet. So if you wanted to put it in your pocket when you go into the restroom, you could.
So Luke, and for everybody listening, I would say, this fits in the palm of my hand, and probably not even as thick as a deck of playing cards, right?
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So
restrooms are gross, by the way. People are gross. Like, it's not even how, to me, it's not even how clean the restroom is, because it's only going to be as clean as the last person that used it.
Yeah,
exactly.
And people are nasty. Like, I'm thinking, even like, all right, so like, I'm thinking different reasons are running through my mind right now. Like, the first thing that came to mind is we live right next to the Appalachian Trail in Virginia. They have bathrooms on the Appalachian Trail. They are not maintained very frequently. I will tell you that right now. Spiders, it's gross, right? Airplanes. Oh my gosh. Horrible.
Exactly.
In and out of the plane itself is worse than actually being in the airport. And that's bad enough, the traffic that goes through there.
Yeah.
Gas stations. I can't think of one place other than my own house and maybe like Bo's house, but that where I trust to go there and spend some time,
Yeah.
Not even your other relatives, their houses you don't trust?
Man, I'd probably, I would. Just my relatives, I guess. Just my relatives.
The automatic things we talk about as far as just overall restroom cleanliness is what you talked about. When you most of the time when you go into the restroom, it's just nasty, and then you don't have some of the things you need. But we don't talk about some of the studies that colleges around the country have done. They research flush plumes, and basically that's the plume that comes from the toilet after it's flushed.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, so that's a big reason why we developed the restroom kit. We have kids, and this thing came about, when we were going out with the kids, and we'll go into a restroom. When you got a lot of kids, a lot of people, every once in a while I even misfire, So even when you misfire, you hit the toilet seat. That's causes a splatter. More than likely, the toilet paper is right next to, the toilet paper right 100%. Next to the toilet.
That's right.
So, those things happen. So a lot of times, our kids or the next person in line, next person who's going to use that bathroom, they use the toilet paper for just more than what it's actually for. They go in there. Some people go in there, blow their nose on it. Women will use it to touch up their makeup or whatever the case may be. And one of the things we do is just as far as trying to educate people to say, look, you can't use those toiletries in the bathroom for those reasons. You end up possibly with pink eye or ear infections or whatever the case may be.
Oh, that's so true.
We just, we want to educate. Besides, our thing is to make sure that we sell security. The shield on the restroom kit is for protection. We want to say that we are here to protect you with what's in these what's in their package.
Yeah, and Luke, we've had multiple entrepreneurs on the show. Most have some type of service, right? I think it's a different type of entrepreneur that actually does all the homework, the research, and actually brings a product to market. They're different. I love this one because I think a lot of people, even Luke mentioned it, people are nasty. Pandemic or no pandemic, we've traveled some in the past year, driven down to Florida from Ohio and back, and you're stopping at the restrooms, and it's like, great that you got your mask on, but you just literally came in and went out. And you never stopped at sink to even wash your hands, right?
Exactly.
Right. And really that, you're talking about it, all germs, bacteria, it's probably your hands that you're touching things, whether it's inside the stall, you've touched things and,
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah. And sometimes you go in and the bathrooms are very high traffic. Like you said, you're traveling up and down 95. So you go in the bathroom, you hit the soap dispenser, and there's no soap.
Yeah.
Not only
sure.
that, but when you do hit that soap, if it's not factory seal soap, like if they're going in refilling the soap themselves, then now when they go to refill that soap, the germs and the bacteria is going into the soap dispenser. So you washing your hands with contaminated soap.
Yeah.
And then probably drying your hands with the blow dryers.
Oh,
yeah,
the blow dryers are nasty too.
Yeah. I actually had a doctor friend one time tell me, we were in the same MBA program and we were in the restroom and all they had was the hand dryers and he refused to use it. He's like, those are worse than getting paper towel. Right.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. I think you're just solidifying for me that the real importance is hygiene. It's your hands and what you're touching and making sure that you have a sanitary type of system
in place
to protect yourself. Yeah. Because others aren't doing it for you. You got to look out for number one when it comes to that type of stuff, right?
Pun intended.
Exactly.
Pun intended.
And
yeah.
The other thing is for parents, when you have kids, so the kid is small enough to where you can give it to your child. And when they go to school and they have to use the restroom because you don't know what's in that restroom, they can go into the restroom with that and use that and be more sanitary than what's in it.
Yeah. And it's so, it's so simple. What you've created here, you could teach a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, you could teach them to use it, no problem. Right.
Exactly.
And it's just
it's 1, 2, 3.
That's it. Easy as 1, 2, 3. I think that's what's on the inside when you open it up, right? 1, 2,
there you
3.
go.
So you guys, man, it's all you guys thought. There you go. You guys thought of everything. So, not to put either one of you on the spot, but is there a specific brainchild behind the idea, or was it both of you together?
No, the brainchild behind the idea is actually Bill. So it was invented by a man.
Yeah, but as far as the overall business, I couldn't do any of what we do without her, being involved. I have a nickname for Sonia. I call her the urchin because she studies every aspect of what we do, everything that we've gone through, as far as putting the product together, the manufacturing, our social media, commercials. We've done Steve Harvey's show. We've done Entrepreneur Elevator Pitch, Forbes Magazine, Entrepreneur Magazine. All of those things come about because she's done the research that puts us in a position to know what we're talking about when we are in those situations.
Right.
But you know what I love about the two of you and the product, and I want this to sink in with our listeners, is I feel like people get stuck in their own heads when developing a product or a business, right? And they're like, hey, how can I make the next Uber? Well, guess what? You're not going to make the next Uber, right? What you did is you took a problem, you solved it with things that by and large already exist. Put a great marketing package in and put it into one package that people will buy and made it successful. So hats off to you because you went out and actually did it. And I want that to sink in with people, that when you're listening to this, really think about that. When you go out and you want to start your business or start a product, like, do you need to start like a brand new formula that's going to rock the entire world? No. And the chances are that that's not going to be successful. I love what you're doing here because it's doable, yet you did it, right? And doing it is all the action. So
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep, 100%. It's kind of like Dr. Jeff McGee was telling us on an episode recently. Three things every academia and professor will teach you, but they'll never teach you number 4 and 5 if they've never signed a payroll check in a business before. But the key was number 4 was execution, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you've never been out there and actually executed, that's like you can have the best strategy, the best idea. if you can't do it, or you don't even try to do it, well, then you're not even going to launch. You're not going to get off the ground whatsoever. So definitely hats off to that. So the theme of this season for us, we're coming up on the end of season 2, was let's learn something. So from your perspective, if for everybody listening, when you're thinking about getting a product to market, what types of things, even with your company, with TimeAway LLC, and you're helping other people start businesses, what are some of the things you teach them or try to help them understand to actually get a product launched?
Okay. Let me say this. The first thing I tell anybody who wants to launch a product, the first thing is you always want to see what problem you're going to solve. Mm-hmm. Or if you're doing something someone else is doing, how are you going to make yours different? You got to be authentic about what you're doing with your particular product. So if you're going to doing a new cookie, what is going to be significant about your cookie that nobody else can claim about your cookie? The second thing is I always tell people is give it a name. Make it personal to you, because when you start talking to people about what you are about to do, you can say, well, I got this idea about doing such and such and such, and give them a scenario, and then let them have their feedback. But the thing about it, if you give it a name, they know it's personal to you.
Yeah.
So I don't care what it is. If that cookie's name is Snickle Doodle Doodle, well, I got this project. It's called Snickle Doodle Doodle. These are the things that it's going to do. It makes it a lot more real.
Yeah.
The next thing is just do your research. Gotta research every aspect of your business. Now, because it's new, you're not going to hit all of the, you're not going to know everything about that particular industry, what you want to add to the industry. But as you said, just start doing it. When you start, you might not finish for 5 or 6 years, but you have to start at some point, and you'll get better and better as you continue to grow throughout the business.
And what I would say is, I'll piggyback on what Bill said about the research, because nowadays you have the internet. So you just can't say something and think people are not going to research it and see if you're telling the truth. So the best thing for you to do is be sure that when you're doing your research, go to universities, go to, reputable websites that is telling that, because you have false websites out there too, but you want to be sure that you're getting your information from the reputable websites.
And talk to people. Yeah, talk to people in your industry. Get a mentor if you can. If it's somebody who's going through the process that you are going through, get a mentor. Take advantage of small business. We have SCORE in our area. Everybody has SCORE. You seek those people out because they can help you go through the process also. So it's tons of things we can talk about as far as just starting a business. And
get involved with your Chamber of Commerce.
There you go. Local Chamber of Commerce is local.
Yeah. Right? Everybody says that. Yeah.
Everybody,
if you're not doing it, you need to go. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Super good. Wow. I'm impressed. I just think that I think it is so good. We're so thankful to have someone talking about this on the show and for the listeners, because it's just incredibly representative of what's possible if you put your mind to it and you follow the advice, Bill, that you're talking about, and Sonia, and you just never know what might happen. Luke, you mentioned Uber. They didn't start. A lot of people have that. Like they see Uber, they see these things that companies that just seem to be like super successful today. But Luke, what was it? We talked about Uber before. They didn't start out doing what they do.
It was just limos. It was
limos.
Uber limos. Yeah, it was only limos in Los Angeles or something like that.
Yeah,
I might have made up the Los Angeles part, but it was limos.
It was limousines, right?
Yeah.
And somehow over time, so what they are today wasn't what they started as. But as if you take Bill's advice, just start. You'll keep evolving. You'll keep learning. And you never know what might come of your
oh my gosh,
idea.
So many things didn't start. Netflix started out just doing mail order DVDs with no wait when Blockbuster started. or was
Yeah.
going down, you know?
Yeah.
They didn't even
Jeff
have
Bezos.
streaming. Yeah, we didn't have streaming back then.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos is the prime example of what happened. Amazon was just a book.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
now Amazon is into everything. They took their book delivery service and turned it into a delivery service for internet products. You know, he could not go wrong in what he did, but I don't think he thought about that initially. Maybe the book sales got slow, and all of a sudden he said, look, we need to do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to own the stores per se, you know, but he just needed to deliver the products and give people a way to shop on his website. So that was ingenious within itself. So
Yeah.
it's
Amazing.
crazy how things, you just have to start and you never know what's going to come out at the end.
So true.
So true.
So true.
You know, Bill and Sonia, I would imagine one of the challenging things could be where people could have a lot of trepidation or fear or worry or something that just might stop them in their tracks because they really have no idea, is the manufacturing piece, right? So when you have a product idea and yours is, you know, it's a trifold box. So there's cardboard, there's plastic wrapping, there's actual three or four separate products actually inside the package itself.
Yes.
Right. So even though it's nice, it's small, it's compact, it's easy to use, there's still a little bit of complexity to it that someone had to design and come up with and then actually get it produced. So
Yes.
can you tell us a little bit about the manufacturing journey, and if you had any fears, like did anything, you know, did you go down one path and you had to stop because it wasn't the right path, and you know?
Yeah, bro. Was you with us? Was you there with us during that time? It sounded like you were there with us during that time. But,
no, we just met. So I
oh
think
my
that's
God. Let me tell you, we're on what? Manufacturer number 3?
Yeah,
three. So
Wow.
what you have to do is, number one, you just have to be persistent, because when you're starting a business or you're trying to develop a product, you're going to have peaks and valleys. Everything is not going to go easy.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be persistent. Again, we keep on talking about doing your research, educate yourself, because when you start going out here and start trying to get these manufacturers, some of them is going to charge you a boatload of money and do nothing, you know, or they'll promise you the world and they'll deliver you peanuts. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we came up with TimeAway LLC, because the things that we went through trying to get it produced, get the Restroom Kit produced, we don't want other people to go through what we went through. So as we started running into people who were able to help us and wasn't trying to, you know, overcharge us and things like that, we started creating our Rolodex so that we can have people to go to continue to help other people also.
Yeah.
So it's
That's amazing.
what you think?
Yeah, research is key. I tell you something that we did that was let the people know that we were very, very serious about what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
We go to their company, we visit them.
Wow.
If they were in Kentucky, we visited. If they were in LA, we visited them. You know, because nothing like, you know, everything we do now is talking over the phone, screaming, whatever. But if you're doing something for us, we want you to touch and feel us, to know that we are real people with real problems, and we're coming to you to solve an issue.
Yeah.
A lot of times we're doing manufacturing overseas. The people that we deal with here have those contacts. They're going to be going overseas for us. So we have to really let them know, touch this product. This is what we need. Because we need it exactly like this, because a lot of times these things are going to drop ship. We need you to know that you have our reputation in your hands.
Right.
You know, so we need it exactly in the wipes. Like you got those wipes. We got to make sure the proper ingredients are in the wipe, and make sure that they are moist when you decide to open those wipes. We don't need you to have any dry or any. So those are the type of things that we want people to make sure, and it becomes somewhat expensive, but we have our reputation to maintain. The two things about the Restroom Kit is that we ship on time. We want to make sure that you get that product in a very timely manner. And the second thing is it looks professional, because it looks like a product that you would buy in a store. So that that manufacturer has to know that, and we pounce on that constantly.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you want to be sure you get your patents. So you'll get your design patent and you'll get your utility patents, because while you have those, you don't have to worry about somebody coming along trying to steal your idea while you're out here trying to get it manufactured.
Mm-hmm. And did you go through, did you hire a specific, a patent attorney to help with that? Did you take that on yourself? How did you do that?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, the very first patent that we had, my aunt and I wrote it. It was a design patent for that oversized patented toilet seat cover. And we had no knowledge about what we were getting into, but we understood making tons of phone calls, learning what type of drawings had to be made, learning about what a claim is, learning how many claims you have to have for a particular product. All of those things are very integral in developing a patent. And we learned those steps 1 through 3 to get our first design patent. And from there, getting a utility patent was a little bit more difficult. So we did hire attorneys. We have an attorney, Andrea Evans. She was pretty key to helping us get our patent straight, our trademark straight. Those things, a lot of times you can do yourself, but it pays to have someone who can do it right and save you time when you're doing it. So the first one, because we didn't have the funds to hire an attorney at that point in time, but I had somebody who was keen enough to be able to help us get through that process.
Nice.
And when you think of patents, like the name, the Restroom Kit is patented. You know, we have that trademark. That's our name.
Right.
You know, so those are things to protect your bottom is our name. So you want to also think about making sure that those intellectual properties are yours as well. The name of the product that you're trying to get.
So those things, like I said, are key. But like I said, the second thing I said, first, solve the problem. Second, get that product a name again, and then that name becomes intellectual property. And sometimes the name, the Restroom Kit, they said, Andres was like, that's a strong name.
It is.
So those things are key. It's a very, very strong name. You can brand almost anything with that. So we can expand on the Restroom Kit as we did with the Restroom Kit Plus.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love it. And is this what TimeAway LLC is all about in your company? Are you helping other entrepreneurs and so forth do and learn from everything that you've been doing?
Yeah, man, if we can save an entrepreneur some time and money, that's what we want to do, because we've gone through the ringer developing the Restroom Kit. And through that, we have met so many good people, social media people, people who helped us get on to television, people who have taught us about getting funding and things of that nature. So that's what we do as far as the patent and trademarks, the whole nine. We have those type of connections so we can help people go through that process.
Nice. Awesome. Luke, man, I'm impressed. This is amazing.
I'm fully impressed. This is amazing. This is good stuff. I love the product. I love what you're doing in TimeAway LLC. You're doing a good thing for people out there, and something that's needed because everyone deserves at some point in their life to come up with an idea and put it into action and just do it. And I feel like so many people just let that slip out of their hands, and it's a regret they're going to have later on. Like if you don't even at least try and even fail, that's going to be a regret right later on. And who knows, you might make it.
Yeah. So many people take their ideas to their grave.
Yeah.
Yes.
They say one of the probably richest places in the world is the graveyard. Because so many people take it to their grave. But again, that's what we are here to do. We want to make sure that you have an opportunity. You have your family's generational wealth probably right up here in your mind, and you just don't know it. But sometimes, and we can be truthful about it. If something doesn't fit or we don't think it's going to work, then we'll definitely tell you that also. But don't take your generational wealth to the grave.
Yeah, that's amazing. Man, it's just great. I could see, Luke, I could see every cruise ship in the world.
Oh yeah.
Hundreds of thousands, millions of passengers a year. You step in one of the biggest attractions to cruising is, whether you're in the Caribbean or Alaskan cruise, wherever, you stop at different locations, right? Along the route. The excursions, and you're going to walk off that ship and you don't know what kind of restroom conditions you're going to walk into, but guaranteed you in your 4 to 8 to 12 hours that you're spending on some island somewhere, you're going to have to use a restroom at some point in time. These products should be handed to every single passenger getting off that ship.
Exactly.
And that's just one
extended service.
Yeah, extended service, and how inexpensive that is overall when you consider, the price of a ticket, that people are paying to take the cruise. That's just one example. I mean, I can see this from whether you're doing business to business, business to consumer. I hope this explodes. I really do.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
We always say that this costs less than a copay at a doctor. On average, you can go to a doctor, you're gonna pay a $25 copay. You gonna pay that for 12 restroom kits. And the shipping is included in the product. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we priced it properly, to make sure that everybody, if you go on a cruise, then yes, you need to have these.
You need to have them with you. Yeah. Awesome.
And one of the other things I wanted to mention that we do also, we do charity work. So like for the national disasters, the floods that went in Puerto Rico, Louisiana, Texas, all of those things, we've donated kits to those for those people in those areas because they lose electricity and running water. At least with the kit, they can go to the restroom and feel clean. And then we also have given them to the first responders in the Maryland, DC area, and up in New York. We done shipped some up there to some of the first responders up in New York, and we donated kits to the Hispanic. Who was it? The Hispanic counselor.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
No, you both are military. I spent 26 years in the Army, so I tell you, make one of these in a camouflage pattern, and soldiers and Marines and should have these things too, because I'm telling you, you go out to the field or you're on some type of training exercise.
We know.
Right? Yeah, you're lucky if you have toilet paper, let alone. And something like this, I really think it was the first thing when it showed up here at the house was, this would fit in a rucksack nice and easily, or in a cargo pocket in the side of my.
In the cargo pocket, Jeff. I was going to say that from the BDUs.
Yeah. It's so.
We thought about it.
Awesome.
No, we thought about the same thing. Just when you go get your hot meal, when you're in the field, get your water or whatever, you have the kit right there with you. Also, you pick those up, fill up your canteen, get your hot meal. You back on your way out in the wilderness.
That's right. So any of our government officials that might be listening to the show, Luke, there's probably a lot of them, probably a lot of high level government officials.
Tons. That's sure. We get like the highest rate. Like that's where most of our audience comes from, I believe.
You need to do a sole source contract to Sonia and Bill Massey. The troops, the troops need these. Super. Well, awesome, man. This has been so fantastic. Sonia and Bill, let our listeners know. I'll let the listeners know as well. If you go to the restroomkit.com, if you use code Bo and Luke, and that's the and sign in the middle, you get a 10% discount. And that's on the website, right?
Yes, it is. If you go to our website, the restroomkit.com, use Bo and Luke, you'll get the 10% discount.
Nice. So tell people how they get in touch with you. They know, that is super simple to remember, the restroomkit.com. But if people want to work with you, if they want to talk to you, if they have ideas, how do they get in touch with Sonia and Bill?
They can send us an email at info@therestroomkit.com. And we are very responsive on our emails. on our social media platforms. We are the Restroom Kit on all of the social media platforms, so they can like our Facebook page and send us a message there on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel, the Restroom Kit. We're on Pinterest. So any of those is a good way to get in touch with us.
Awesome. Luke, any parting thoughts?
Just so happy to have you on the show. I'm glad that we met. Listeners, please go check out Sonia and Bill, because I think they can help you out with your ideas and help you stand them up. You're doing a great thing. So I'm glad we met, and I think the listeners are going to get a lot out of it.
Well, we appreciate you having us on the show.
Definitely appreciate you guys.
Yeah, you're most welcome. This has been fantastic. I love these conversations. Entrepreneurs are the best, the ones that are out there getting after it. Let's get after it. Let's learn something. It's all about, it's everything that we're about. So just keep after it. And Bo and Luke Nation, that's a wrap. Tune in for a new episode every Thursday. You can subscribe to our email newsletter for information on upcoming guests, giveaways, and more. Rate, review, and subscribe. Thank you to our sponsor, Sound United, for quality broadcast audio throughout Season 2.